Saturday Night at the Movies with Ben Bowditch.
Hello and welcome to this special movie presentation. This month marks 42 years since we lost screen legend John Wayne. John was 72 when he passed away on the 11th of June 1979 after a decade-long battle with cancer. In this film, art imitates life when we meet John Brooks, played by John Wayne. Brooks is an ageing gunfighter who rides into 1900s Carson City looking for Doc Hostetler, played by James Stewart, the only man Brooks trusts. The Doc tells Brooks he has cancer and only a few weeks to live. Brooks, with nowhere else to go, checks into a boarding house run by Bon Rogers, played by Lauren Bacall. Brooks wants to live out his final days under a different identity, with minimum pain and maximum dignity. When Bon's son Gillum, played by Ron Howard, informs his mother of Brooks' true identity, Bon Rogers, reluctant at first, agrees to help Brooks live out his final days. This was Ron Howard's last major film appearance before becoming a director. A supporting cast includes Richard Boone, Hugh O'Brien and Bill McKinney. Released in 1976, tonight we remember and pay tribute to John Wayne in his very last film, The Shootist. A terrific end to a legendary career.
J.B. Brooks, and he had a matched pair of .45s with antique ivory grips that were something to behold. He wasn't an outlaw. Fact is, for a while, he was a lawman. Long before I met Mr. Brooks, he was a famous man. I guess his fame was why somebody or other was always after him. The wild country had taught him to survive. He lived his life and herded by himself. He had a credo that went,
I won't be wronged, I won't be insulted, and I won't be laid a hand on. I don't do these things to other people, and I require the same from them. Right there. Give me your wallet. Take it a little easy with that cannon, mister. Just throw me your wallet. Yes, sir. A little something extra. You done murdered me. No, but you're gonna have a long winter bellyache, you boob. Give me that wallet. Just the wallet. I can hardly move. You done shot a hole in my stomach. I appreciate that. You ain't gonna leave me here. Well, it's quite obvious that's what you were gonna do to me. Get out of the way. Oh! Mister, you better find yourself another line of work. This one sure don't fit your pistol.
Want a paper?
Yeah, I will, son.
Queen Victoria's dead.
There you are.
Thank you.
Methuselah, move that cack out of the way.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you, you dumb bastard. I said move it or I'll deliver you something to remember me by.
Well, now, pardon me all to hell.
Get him.
Buster?
Oh.
Try it.
Oh, Jay, the old man ain't worth a bullet. He looks all tuckered out.
Get him.
Right there, son. Doc Hostetler.
John Bernard Books.
You remember it?
The newspapers occasionally remind me. What was it, 15 years ago?
The only time I was ever hit right here at the Acme Saloon.
You killed 2 men.
I'm damn lucky you were around, Doc. That second one nearly did me in. Coming out of nowhere like that.
You must have the constitution of an ox.
Well, we'll see. That's what I'm here for.
Oh?
About 10 days ago in Creede, Colorado, I hadn't been feeling up to snuff, so I went to see his sawbones there. Well, the next day I got on my horse and took off to find you.
And what did my colleague in Creede say?
Examine me and I'll tell you.
You don't trust me.
Oh, Doc, you saved my life.
You don't trust my profession.
In my profession, you trust too much, you don't celebrate many birthdays. I kind of like it around here.
All right, I'll examine you. You take your clothes off down to your long johns. Now, if I'm to know what to look for, you're going to have to tell me what's ailing you.
Well, I hurt, Doc, way down deep in my back. Not all the time, but now and then suddenly.
Pain in the lumbar vertebra?
Like sin.
All right, whenever you get ready, just bend over the table there, trap door down.
Well?
Books, every few days I have to tell a man or a woman something I don't want to. I've been practicing medicine for 29 years and I still don't know how to do it well.
Why don't you just say it flat out?
All right? You have a cancer. Advanced. Is that what that fella up at Creede told you?
Yeah.
You didn't believe him?
No.
You believe me?
Can't you cut it out, Doc?
I'd have to gut you like a fish.
Well, what can you do?
There's just very little I can do. When the pain gets too bad, I can give you something.
What you're trying to tell me is that Damn.
I'm sorry, Books.
You told me I was strong as an ox.
Well, even an ox dies.
How much time do I have?
2 months, 6 weeks, less. There's no way to tell.
Well, what'll I be able to do?
Well, anything you want first, and later on you won't want to.
How much later?
You'll know when. Now, you'll have to get off your feet and get some rest. Have you made any kind of arrangements for a room or anything?
No, Doc. I just got in town.
Well, you might try the widow Rogers. She got a place down the street here, Fairpiece. She takes in lodgers, and she's a nice woman. She needs the help.
I'm going to try. Doc, do me a favor. Don't tell anybody I'm in town.
Oh. But if I wanted to go unnoticed, I don't think I'd walk around with this thing.
Stolen from a whorehouse in Creede.
Did you?
Hello. This the Rogers place?
Yeah. Ma?
You can tell your mother that tuckered out old man needs a room.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. Doc Hostetler said you might be able to help me.
How kind of him. Yes, sir, I have one room available.
Good.
Downstairs in the rear. $8 by the week, $2 per day if you're not permanent.
Well, I'm not permanent, ma'am. Oh, boy, get my gear and the saddlebags off of that horse and bring them into the house.
Gillum will be happy to do that. The parlor is yours to use, and the telephone. My other lodgers have rooms upstairs. 2 railroad men and a school teacher. I'll introduce them at supper. My kitchen. And the bathroom.
I thought that's what it was.
We do have running water. Also in the wash bowl in here.
It's a nice-looking brass bed. I hope it hasn't got any, it isn't ticky, is it?
It certainly is not.
Well, this is very comfortable. Oh, this'll do fine. I'll take my meals right here.
I serve in the dining room.
I'll pay you extra for your trouble.
Very well, since you're not permanent.
This suit's got a lot of countryside on it. I'd like to have it brushed before morning. I'll take those saddlebags.
Oh, that bedroll you can leave outside. He won't be needing it.
No, Mrs. Rogers. I have my other things wrapped in it, and they'll need some soap and water. Have you a barn?
No, we don't.
Well, boy, take my horse over to the
My
livery
name's
stable.
Gillum. It's not Boy, it's Gillum Rogers. And I don't like being ordered around.
Well, that's fair enough, Gillum Rogers. Would you be so kind as to take Old Dollar over to the livery stable and see that he gets a double order of oats?
Okay.
You seem to be a man accustomed to giving orders.
Well, I guess it is a bad habit of mine.
I didn't get your name.
I didn't give it. Is it so important?
For anyone living under my roof, it is.
Well, all right. It's, Hickok. William Hickok.
Where do you hail from, Mr. Hickok?
Abilene, Kansas.
And what do you do there?
I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Oh, that's nice.
No, it isn't.
I'm glad you're not staying long, Mr. Hickok. I'm not sure I like you.
How many do, Mrs. Rogers?
Moses, where'd you hide the whiskey this time?
Third drawer from the left, Gilly boy. Gilly, fetch me my spectacles.
What the hell are you doing?
You watch your language, boy.
J.B. Brooks is in my house. Hey!
My name is Brooks. Y'all get that?
Bang! Bang! Bang!
my house. Ma? Ma, I gotta tell you something. Close the door. What's happened?
Who do you think?
Oh, Gillum, you've been drinking again.
Do you know who he is?
Yes, William Hickok. United States Marshal in Abilene, Kansas.
Ma, Wild Bill Hickok was shot before I was born. We got J.B. Books here. He's killed 30 men.
Gillum, go to your room. Go on. Go to bed before you wake the house.
Good night, Ma.
Come in.
Mr. Books,
Oh, my clothes. Thank you,
you are J.B. Books.
That's right. May I ask how you found out?
My son, I've been up most of the night because of you. I demand that you pack and leave.
That is not possible.
And why not?
I don't propose to say.
That means you won't go.
No.
And that is your last word?
Mrs. Rogers, you have a fine color when you're on the scrap.
Central, give me the city marshal's office. Thank you.
Come in, Marshal.
My name's Thibodeau, Marshal Walter Thibodeau. I'm told you are J.B. Books.
You were told right. Have a seat.
Don't think I will.
Breathe easy, Marshal. You're closer to your gun than I am to mine.
Books, Carson City's full of hard cases who'd sell their
Is your
soul.
head cold?
Huh? Oh. Books, Carson City's full of hard cases who'd sell their souls to put your name on the wall. You dally here and you'll draw trouble like an outhouse draws flies. Now, I checked my bulletins before I come over and didn't find nothing I can hold you for. But I want you out of town, directly, today.
Maybe I'm not so inclined.
Then, by God, I will incline you. I can badge as many men as I need. We'll smoke you out or carry you out feet first. And the council will back me up. So you say which, Mr. Gunman? It's your funeral.
Soon, yes.
Huh?
I can't go.
Can't.
I'm gonna die right here in this room.
That's too thin.
I wish you were right. But you believe Doc Hostetler? That's his verdict.
You don't say. You don't. God damn! Woo! I tell you the God's plain truth, Books. When I come through that door, I was scared. 'Cause I know what a man like you is capable of when he's cornered. I wondered who'd get my job and if the council would give my wife a pension and if it'd snow the day they put me under. Whee! Excuse me if I don't pull a long face. I can't.
You talk too much.
As much as I damn please. How long does Hostetler give you?
He doesn't know, but you can do me a favor.
I owe you one, or Hostetler.
Well, my being here, maybe that's news, but dying is my own business. Keep it under your hat, will you?
All right. Just don't take too long to die. Be a gent and convenience everybody, and do it soon.
You've worn out your welcome. Scat.
The day they lay you away, what I'll do on your grave won't pass for flowers.
little sneak. How long were you out there?
I was just passing by.
You spy on me and I'll nail your slats to a tree.
Oh, no, sir, no. I'd never...
Oh, you've already told your mother. Who else have you blabbed to?
Jay Cobb. Are you all right, Mr. Books?
I can't abide a skulker. You want to see me? Knock on my door like a man.
I will. Are you sure you're all right? If there's anything I can do for you, you just let me know, sir, because it's an honor to have you in this house.
I'm afraid your mother doesn't agree.
Well, she doesn't know how a man feels. You're the most famous person to ever come into this town, and when I was a boy, I heard all about your shootout at the Acme Saloon. I just never thought I'd get the chance to meet you.
Well, there's more to being a man than handling a gun. Don't you have something to do? Haven't you got a job?
Yeah, I was just headed over to Cobb's Creamery right now. I help Jay with deliveries sometimes.
That was a nice gentleman you were with yesterday.
Well, yeah.
Where's your mother?
She's in the kitchen, I think. Well, goodbye, sir. It was real nice meeting you.
Goodbye. Mrs. Rogers, I hope you'll forgive me for taking Hickok's name. I thought it was pretty funny at the time, but after reflection, it wasn't such a joke, and I apologize.
You should. The only way you can show your repentance is to leave.
Well, that I cannot do.
Mr. Books, you are a notorious individual, utterly lacking in character or decency. You're an assassin.
It's going to which end of the gun you're on.
Rubbish. You lied to me. You made a fool of me. You took advantage of me. This house is all I have. When my lodgers find out who you are, they'll leave.
I have a cancer. I'm dying of it. I know what you'll be thinking, that I'll be a lot of trouble. Well, I won't. You just bring me my meals, and I'll see to the other needs. I promise you I won't be a burden. Mrs. Rogers, I'm in a kind of a tight. I'll make it worth your while. I can pay $4 a day for the room.
Oh, Mr. Books, most pleased to meet you, sir, and honored.
What did you want to see me about?
The name is Dobkins, Dan Dobkins. I'm with the Morning Appeal.
Mr. Dobkins, sit down.
Thank you. We ran the story this morning that you were here at Mrs. Rogers and enjoying our salubrious winter climate, and so on and so forth. Have you seen it?
No.
Well, it's page 1, I assure you.
I bought a copy of your paper when I arrived. Still reading about Queen Victoria dying.
Oh.
Well, what can I do for you?
Well, sir, that's what I came to talk to you about.
Well, that's what I figured.
Yes, you must appreciate, sir, that you are the most celebrated shootist extant.
Extant.
Still existing, alive.
Thank you.
Yes, and your reputation is nationwide. My story went out over the wires this morning, and every daily of consequence will run it. But they want more. The papers in the East, in particular. Between us, Mr. Books, we can really put Carson City on the map.
Mr. Dobkins, you're going the long way around the barn.
Yes, sir. Well, sir, I would like tremendously to do a series of stories on you.
A series?
Yes. How long will you be with us?
Not as long as I'd like to be.
Oh, well, we could start today, right now, and then get together again tomorrow. You see, there's been so much cheap fiction about gunmen. I want to get down to the true story for once, while you're still available, before anything happens to you. But I mean, I hope nothing does.
Go on.
I'd want to cover your career factually, the statistics, you might say. Then I'd delve into the psychological aspects. What turned you to violence in the first place? Are you by nature bloodthirsty? Do you brood after the deed is done? Or have you lived so long with death that you're used to it? The death of others, the prospect of your own?
Make like that's a nipple. One fit or fidget, and Mrs. Rogers is going to be scrubbing your brains off the wallpaper. On your feet. Back up. Now, we're heading for the front door. Now, don't you shake, shiver, or sneeze.
To books, what in heaven's name are you doing?
Ma'am, we have a touchy situation here. Out. Turn around. Turn around. Bend over.
Yes, sir.
Dawkins, you are a prying, pipsqueaking ass. And if you ever come banging around here again...
That was a savage thing to do.
Maybe.
Mr. Brooks.
I'll tend myself. First things first, Doc. I almost forgot to ask you, how much do I owe you?
You're a man after my own heart, Books. Most of them ask that last, if at all. Well, let's see. I'll make it $4 for the 2 visits plus $1 for that.
What's that?
They call that laudanum. Solution of opium and alcohol.
Opium, that can get to be a habit.
Why, absolutely. An addiction.
How does it taste?
Just awful, terrible. But it's the most potent painkiller we've got.
How much of it do I take?
Well, as much as you need, when you need it. I think a spoonful would be all right to start with.
Later?
I don't know. But I think one morning you're just going to wake up and say, here I am in this bed, and here I'm going to stay.
Hostetler, I want to know.
But unless you insist, I'd rather not talk about it.
I want to know.
There'll be an increase in the severity of the pain in your lower spine, your hips, your groin. Do you want me to go on? The pain will become unbearable. No drug will moderate it. If you're lucky, you'll lose consciousness. And until then, you'll scream. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be specific like this. Now, the next time I'll go to Mrs. Rogers, you just telephone. Oh, you just telephone. There's one more thing I'd say. Both of us have had a lot to do with death. I'm not a brave man, but you must be. Now, this is not advice. It's not even a suggestion. It's just something for you to reflect on while your mind's still clear.
What?
I would not die a death like I just described.
No?
Not if I had your courage.
Oh. Thanks. Come in, Mrs. Rogers. I'm beginning to know your knock. I was reading about old Queen Vic. Well, maybe she outlived her time. Maybe she was a museum piece, but she never lost her dignity nor sold her guns. She hung on to her pride and went out in style. Now, that's the kind of an old gal I'd like to meet. Miss Rogers, are you afraid of me?
To be frank, yes.
Why?
All these guns and the kind of man you are.
Maybe you're afraid of too many things. Sometimes widows are. But I'm sure there's plenty of starch in your corset.
Mr. Brooks, I came here to see what you can eat, if you can have what I'm serving tonight.
No, you didn't.
I wish you'd stop contradicting me.
And I wish you'd say what you mean.
Very well. I apologize for the unchristian things I've said and done. I'm sorry, and I'll do whatever I can for you.
Well, thank you. All my life, I've been too proud to take help from anyone. Guess I'll have to learn. Would you, sit down for a moment? Please do.
What's that?
Laudanum. Doc Hostetler's remedy.
That's habit forming, isn't it?
Mrs. Rogers, would you go for a drive in the country with me tomorrow?
Oh, I couldn't, but thank you.
I wish you'd reconsider. It'd only be for an hour or two.
No, I appreciate the invitation, but no.
Is it that you don't want to be alone with me?
Oh, no, it's not that, I assure you. It's just that I've only been a widow for a year. People would...
People? If I have to work on your sympathy, I will. I want to go out in the world again and see the trees and the lakes and the hills and the sky. And I don't fancy seeing it alone. I've been full of alone lately.
I'm sorry. Besides, there's a threat of snow in the air.
Since I moved in here, we've been scratching at each other and apologizing.
Well, let's see if we can't do better.
Damn it, I wish to hell you'd ride with me. I apologize for my language.
I'll go with you.
Good. Tomorrow at 10? Well, will you get, please, Mr. Gillum Rogers to trot down to the stable and get us the best horse and buggy they have?
I will.
I'm much obliged, ma'am.
Deuce, your dead card. 8 is your winner. And the lovely queen, the loser.
Hellfire, that makes 7 turnovers in a row. Hofert, J.B. Books over at Mrs. Rogers.
This is yesterday's news.
Yeah, but I just heard he's dying.
Dying?
A friend of mine got it from Marshal Thibodeau himself. Old Books is cashing in.
That's hard news. It's a man I could have taken.
My ass.
You have 2 ways of leaving this establishment, my friend. Immediately or dead. Gentlemen, place your bets. Place your bets, gentlemen.
Look out!
Moses had to dust this buggy off. He says he don't rent it too often.
Doesn't?
Doesn't. Except just for funerals.
Thank you, Gillum. I appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
I want that wood chopped by the time we get back.
Oh, Ma, I was gonna go on... Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. That is beauty. It is a little chilly up here. Would you like the top rate?
No, thank you. You all right?
I will be in a minute.
Can I help you?
I've had plenty of practice. Why don't you get married again?
What?
I think you heard me.
None of your affair.
I haven't time to be polite, Mrs. Rogers.
Well, for one thing, I haven't been asked. For another, I loved my husband and still do.
How did he die?
Stroke, they think. They found him slumped at his desk.
He was lucky.
He was 41.
Did he have time to leave you any security?
Well, I have the property and the house which he built by means of a loan at the bank. And I have Gillum.
And he worries you.
Yeah, he certainly does. Particularly when he complains about being bored and needing excitement.
Well, I wouldn't be too hard on him. Every young man feels the need to let the badger loose now and again.
I try to reason with him, and I can't. All I can do is mother him. That's not what he wants.
And like I said, that you can change.
Don't you have enough worries of your own?
A few. But in general, I've had a hell of a good time.
Tell me, what does the JB stand for?
John Bernard. Yours?
Bond.
That's a crackerjack of a name for a woman. How do you do, Bond?
How do you do, John Bennett?
Shall we? Yeah.
Good morning, Miss Rogers.
Mr. Sweeney.
Mike Sweeney?
John Bernard Books. Now, I'm flattered that you remembered me.
You live around here now?
Yeah, my spread's out in the foothills out to the west.
Well, you look just like I remember the Sweeneys. Mean and ugly.
Well, I heard that you were in town for a very short time.
That's true.
Drop by. We'll talk about old times.
The good old time.
You can bring your fancy pillow. And your landlady is welcome, too. Now, my problem is that she never accepts my invitation. And to you two, I say, goodbye.
Surprised at the company you keep.
That man is no friend. Quite the reverse. How do you know him?
I don't. I had some dealings with his brother Albert once.
What happened? Oh. That's what worries me, John Bernard. The thought of your victims.
What worried me was survival. Bond, I don't believe I ever killed a man that didn't deserve it.
Surely only the Lord can judge that. Mr. Boots?
Sir? Are you hurt?
No. But they are. Call the marshal.
My God, he got both of them. They must have come in through the windows, guns blazing.
Close your robe.
And he's so damn fast, he killed them both. John Bernard Books in a shootout right here. Son of a bitch.
I will not have that language in my house.
Ma, I'm sorry, but this is a great day. Our house is a part of history now. You gotta know that.
That is nothing to be proud of.
I love that old man.
Gillum! All right. It's time you knew. He's dying.
Who?
Mr. Books.
I don't believe it.
He has a cancer.
You're lying. He would have told me.
But he didn't tell you. He told me. He's dying.
Ma.
You do understand.
That's the last of it.
Thank you, Mr. Hutchins. My position as a teacher, as a maiden lady, I'm obliged to move to another place.
Of course, and I apologize, Miss Cole.
If we're ready to go.
Bye.
Some coffee?
Don't mind if I do.
Did you know those two?
No.
Well, they sure knew you.
Who were they?
Ben Shoop, the one you killed trying to get out the window. The other name of Norton, two no-goods, not from around here.
I never even heard their names before.
Quite a night. Your bedroom looks like a damn slaughterhouse. Oh, Mrs. Rogers, what I'll do, I'll post a man outside nights. That'll cost the taxpayers $3 a night and $10 apiece to plant the two corpses. Death and taxes books. Keeping you alive long enough to die natural is costing us a pretty penny.
There's no need of any man outside.
I'd appreciate that, Marshal. Thank you.
Look, I can't tell you how sorry I am about what happened last night.
That won't help. 2 men are dead.
I was defending myself.
How are you feeling? A little more poorly every day?
You got a streak of kindness a mile wide.
That I do. Tell you what, maybe I can help speed things along. Did you read about the shooting night before last at the Metropole?
No.
What? Whee! That was some shooting. Pulford, he's the faro dealer, got off 1 round under fire, straight through the heart, and it measured 84 feet 3 inches. Maybe I'll just send him here. Let him deal you a little faro.
You do that, Marshal.
Books, this is 1901. The old days are gone, and you don't know it. We've got a waterworks and telephones and lights, and we'll have our streetcar electrified by next year. And we've started to pave the streets. Oh, we've still got some weeding to do, but once we're rid of people like you, we'll have a goddamn Garden of Eden here. To put it in a nutshell, you've plain plumb outlived your time.
Put it in a nutshell, you couldn't put it in a barrel without a bottom. You're the longest-winded bastard I ever listened to.
Well, I may be windy, but I ain't ornery. When my time comes to die, I won't drag it out. I'll just do it. Why the hell don't you?
Thibodeau.
I don't scare anymore.
Neither did Shoop or Norton.
You wouldn't gun down a police officer.
What'd stop me? Fear of dying?
his grave. John burned the books, lies a moldering in his grave, but his horse keeps galloping on.
Moses, would you care to do business with a voice from the grave?
Mr. Brooks, it's pure pleasure to groom your horse, and even a greater pleasure to do business with you. Would you kindly step into my office?
It'll be a pleasure.
Right this way, please. Yes, sir. Now, let me see where I put my spectacles, because I wouldn't want to make no financial mistake. Yes, there are Miss Book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $100.
Well, that's a lot of money, Moses. Who do I have? What's this for?
What's it for? For your horse.
My horse? I want to sell my horse, but this wouldn't buy my saddle.
Oh, but Mr. Brooks, you done agreed.
When?
When you sent when Mr. Rogers said this morning that $100 would be just fine with you.
Well, I'll have to have a little talk with Mr. Rogers. As far as the horse goes, it's 3.
300?
300.
I might maybe can go 200.
You might maybe go more than that, because you'll get more than that, because it's mine. 3.
250.
3, and I'll throw the saddle in for cash.
Well, what about my bill?
You throw that in.
Oh, Mr. Brooks, I ain't made of money.
Moses, are we going to stand here and haggle all day?
Mr. Brooks, you're the most famous man I ever seen and the second best haggler.
Who's the best?
Here I stand.
Well, let's get to haggling.
Let's get to haggling. All right. Let's get to haggling. That's 200. 200. 200 there. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 295.
No.
296.
No.
97. 98.
Oh.
You mean I get? Mr. Brooks, that makes me the best haggler.
The best in the world, Moses.
Yes, sir.
Gillum? Gillum? Where's Gillum?
In the woodshed.
That's appropriate.
Why?
You stay out of this. Gillum?
I'm in here.
You'll account to me.
Sir?
You were trying to cheat me, and Moses was trying to cheat you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm glad of that. But it doesn't... it doesn't tell me very much.
She cried on my shoulder this morning on account of you. I had to comfort her. And then the lodgers moved out. Your room is a mess. And now Ma's worried about losing the house. Well, I just thought that maybe you might want to do something to try and make it up to her. I thought you might be interested in selling your horse since you're...
Since I'm what?
You're dying.
How'd you find that out?
Ma told me. I guess I'm the last one in town to know about it.
Gillum, don't you think you should have talked to me before you tried to sell my horse?
Yes, sir. I suppose. But I just wanted to see first if Moses would buy it, that's all. I'm not a horse thief.
Man's emotions can Tangle him all up sometimes. I've been operating on the raw edge lately, Gillum. Guess I just jumped too far too fast. But, son, I never thought you were a horse thief. And I hope I can hang around long enough to make it up to you.
Sir? Do you think... Would you give me a shooting lesson?
A shooting lesson? Well, a man should know how to handle a gun. Use it with discretion. But, you gonna tell your mother?
Well, do I have to?
Come on, I'll get us something to shoot with.
It's beautiful.
See that tree on the left with a divided trunk? You take the right side. Now aim well and put 5 slugs in it.
Why not 6?
You keep your hammer on an empty chamber for safety.
And if you're going out to face somebody?
Well, load 6 if your insides tells you to. Now take your time. That's good shooting, Gillum.
Hey, Mr. Books, my spread's not much bigger than yours.
You did well. Where'd you learn to shoot like that?
Jay Cobb lets me practice with him down by the lake when he's not in jail. Day before yesterday, he smashed some salesman's jaw.
Nice employer you have.
Well, it's just temporary, till I find whatever's right for me.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't I like to see him and Jack Pulford go at it? Whew. Did you hear about what Pulford did?
I did.
Mr. Books?
Yeah?
How'd you ever kill so many men?
Well, I lived most of my life in the wild country, and you set a code of laws to live by.
What laws?
I won't be wronged, I won't be insulted, I won't be laid a hand on. I don't do these things to other people, and I require the same from them.
But how could you get into so many fights and then always come out on top? I nearly tied you shooting.
Friend, there's nobody up there shooting back at you. It isn't always being fast or even accurate that counts. It's being willing. I found out early that most men, regardless of cause or need, aren't willing. They blink an eye or draw a breath before they pull a trigger. I won't.
Bat Masterson told Cobb.
Pat Masterson.
Yeah. He says that a man has to have, guts, deliberation, and a proficiency with firearms.
Did he mention that third eye you better have?
Third eye?
For that dumbass amateur. It's usually some 6-fingered buster that couldn't hit a cow in a tit with a tin cup that does you in. But then Bat Masterson always was full of sheep dip. Oh, I hope you're smart enough to know that who hit John don't go with guns.
Oh, sure. Yes, sir.
Well, now that we got that cleared up, as my Mexican friend said, to the pure life.
Johnny,
Yes?
may I come in? Don't you remember me?
Sarepta? Oh, Sarah, I can't tell you how happy I am you're here.
I came the minute I heard. Have I changed so much?
No, it's just been a long time.
It isn't true, is it?
God, how I loved you.
And I loved you. Is it true? No.
Oh, don't cry, Sarah. We all have our time.
I must look a sight.
For sore eyes. You still with Barty?
No. He treated me the way I did you, just up and skipped.
We should have married.
Spilt milk. You never did, huh?
No.
Now you're alone. I'm so glad I'm here.
So am I.
Would you still like to? We could get a minister and just say I do. That way I'd have the certificate. I'd have something to go on.
Not much.
I'd have your name.
How far would that take you?
Long ways, maybe.
How?
Johnny, you're too modest, you know. Everybody knows who you are. I'd be Mrs. J.B. Books. I'd be somebody.
I wouldn't buy you any bacon.
Well, it might. See, that's how come I knew that you had... That you was ailing bad. This newspaper reporter here tracked me down. He wants to put out a book on you. He's going to write it and use my name. The Shootist. The Life and Bloody Times of J.B. Books by Sarepta Books, his wife. He said in the East that it would sell like hotcakes, and he'd split it with me.
And his name is Dobkins.
That's right. How'd you know that?
Because I kicked him out of here a few days ago for the same reason.
Johnny, what harm is there in a marriage certificate? A piece of paper?
I don't object to that. It's the book.
Why?
What does he know about my life? As a matter of fact, what do you know?
He said what he doesn't know, he'll make up. And, you know, gory things. Shoot-'em-ups and midnight rides and women tearing out their hair. Johnny, it will be a corker, I promise you.
Woman, I still have some pride. Man should be allowed his human dignity.
I spent $3 on the train here. One way.
You and Dobkins are two sides of a counterfeit coin. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you both ways.
What's wrong about a book?
I'll not be remembered for a pack of lies.
'Cause you're too damn mule mean, that's why. You always was. Why should you care what's happening? You're dying. I have to go on living, and you don't give a hoot in hell what happens. Why should you? You won't be here.
God. And I loved you once.
You bastard. May you rot to death.
Blighted affection that made him exclaim, "Oh, willow, titwillow." And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why, though I probably shall not exclaim as I die. Oh, Willow.
Titwillow, Titwillow, says I.
Oh, you seem in fine fettle today.
Well, I should be. I'm full of laudanum.
I'll get you breakfast.
Good, thank you. I didn't mean to break up the recital.
Oh, that's all right. It's just something for the Sunday school class with a church social.
Bond, I've driven off all your other lodgers. Is it all right if I have breakfast out here?
Oh, of course it is. I was delighted to see you had a lady caller yesterday. She asked me not to announce her. She said she wanted to surprise you. Were you surprised?
That I was. Oh, these clothes, they're my Sunday go-to-meetings. I wish you'd give them a good brushing.
Certainly.
They're getting pretty roady. 9 days on the back of a saddle and a bedroll.
Wouldn't you rather have them cleaned?
Well, that's the general idea.
Oh, no, I mean there's a new method now called dry process cleaning. It's very good.
How long does it take?
Well, they advertise next day's service, but tomorrow's Sunday.
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to settle for the brushing because I'm going to need them first thing Monday morning.
Oh. Well, I'll ask, and if I can't get them by then, I'll brush them.
Good.
I'll get you ham and eggs.
Just biscuits will do. My stomach's kind of feeble today.
Oh. You sure you won't want these for church tomorrow?
I don't think so.
You're most welcome to accompany Gillum and me.
Maybe your church won't welcome me.
Well, that's a terrible thing to say. Doors of the church are open to everyone.
Well, my church has been the mountains and solitude. No doors at all.
That's hardly the same thing. We all need a minister to guide us.
Well, if you think of it, give a thought to my soul tomorrow.
I will. I have been praying for you. I think Gillum has, too.
Thank you both.
Tell me, what did he do yesterday that made you so angry?
Well, it isn't what he did, it's what he didn't do. But we have that straightened out. You should be proud of Gillum. He has the making of something special.
I hope so. John Bernard, I'm going to send Reverend Saunders to see you tomorrow.
No, thank you.
Well, maybe it'll make it easier for you.
No.
Just for a few minutes.
Bond, I'm tired of people pawing over my death for this reason or that or for any reason. A man's death is about the most private thing in his life. It doesn't belong to Dobkins or Reverend Saunders or Thibodeau or you. It's mine.
I suppose that's true of your soul, too.
My soul is what I've already made of it. You reprimand me for making judgments with a gun barrel poked in my face, but it's all right for you to judge me on hearsay.
But the hearsay fits.
Maybe I'm better than you've already decided. Maybe I'm no worse than that good reverend you're always bragging about.
Or maybe you just like being a gunman. I suppose you prefer the word shootist.
I don't think of myself as either.
Oh, no, you're some godlike creature of infinite knowledge, aren't you?
I'm a dying man, scared of the dark.
Damn you. Damn you for the pain you've brought into this house.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Books.
Yes, sir.
I'm Hezekiah Beckham, the undertaker, sir.
How do you do?
I hope you don't think my stopping by is untimely, sir.
No, I admire a man with get up and go.
As the saying goes in our profession, the early worm gets the bird. I admit to having heard some unfortunate things. I'd like to express my heartfelt regret.
All right, what's your proposition?
Well, I'm prepared to offer you embalming by the most scientific methods. A bronze coffin guaranteed good for a century, regardless of the climatic or geological conditions. My best hearse, the minister of your choice, and the presence of at least 2 mourners. A headstone of the finest Carrara marble, and a plot in size and location befitting your status, sir. And perpetual care of the grounds.
How much?
Why, nothing, sir, for the privilege.
No, I mean, how much are you going to make on the deal?
Sir.
Oh, Beckham, you're going to do to me what they did to John Wesley Hardin. You're going to lay me out, let the public come by and gawp at me for 50 cents a head, 10 cents for the children. When the curiosity peters out, you're going to stuff me in a gunny sack and stick me in a hole while you hurry to the bank with your loot.
Mr. Books, I assure you.
Give me a scrap of paper and a pencil. You'll assure me. What good's your assurance when my veins are filled with your damn juice? No. Here's what you're going to do. First, you're going to give me $50 cash. Then early Monday morning, you're going to bring me a headstone. I want a small headstone with this written on it. Nothing else. No jabbery, no angels. You got that?
Mr. Books, you're a hard man.
I'm alive.
Very well. I'll set my stonecutter to work on the inscription immediately.
Mr. Beckham, the $50.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Early worm. That Beckham is just what you say he is.
Yeah. Well, now how much do I owe you?
Not one bitty penny, Mr. Books. Why, to watch that performance you done give, I'd have paid $10 in the theater.
Well, I may just accept your generosity.
Besides, I may just see if Beckham would like to buy some of J.B. Books' hair. With your permission.
Permission granted. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. What the hell?
And the third man's name is Mike Sweeney. You know him?
Sure I do. He's got one of those horseless carriages.
And now for the favor I'm going to ask you.
Will you just tell me, sir? Anything at all. You just
dive in till you know how deep it is. Now, today's the 27th, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's Jack Fulford, Jay Cobb, and Mike Sweeney. Tomorrow morning early, I want you to go to each one of them and tell them that I'll be at the Metropole at 11 a.m. on Monday, the 29th. And don't tell any of them that you've told the others.
Cobb's still in jail.
Yeah, well, tell him anyway. Think you can do that for me?
Well, I know I can, but, well, Ma's gonna have conniptions if I don't go to church in the morning.
Oh, well, you can go to church first. I telephoned Mose. You can ride Old Dollar out to the Sweeney spread.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and good night.
Son of a bitch.
Don't cuss.
Yes, sir.
You know that kind of music gets on my nerves, especially on Sunday.
Sorry. Ma, are you angry at Mr. Brooks?
Why? What did he say?
Nothing. It's just... Ma, I'm sorry. I gotta go run some errands for Mr. Brooks. I promised him.
Gillum? Gillum?
I'll be back soon as I can.
What happened? Are you all right?
Oh, I slipped in the tub.
Let me help you.
Hell.
Oh, come on. Now, here, hang on to me. That's it. Now sit on the edge of the tub. I'll get you another towel.
Damn.
Oh, John Bernard, you swear too much.
The hell I do.
Now, come on, put your arm on my shoulder. That's it. Now, why didn't you ask me to help you in the first place?
I couldn't.
Why not?
Because I promised you I wouldn't be a burden.
Yeah, but you are a burden, so let's just forget about that.
I sure as hell am. Oh, let me sit down. Oh, sit down for a minute while I catch my breath. Oh. Well, we finally made it through a full day without having a fight.
But we haven't seen each other all day.
You're right there. You know, Bon, you're such a real lady on the outside, and you're full of vim and vinegar on the inside. I just never met anybody like you.
You're running low. I better call Dr. Hostetler and order some more.
No, this'll do.
Oh?
That morning appeal. I've skimmed newspapers all my life. Never got the whole good out of one. I bought this the day I arrived, and I said to myself, I'm going to read every word, and when I'm done, I'll know for a fact exactly what happened on January the 22nd in the year 1901. It was an important day in my life. Well, now I know. Would you do me a favor and give this honorable incineration in my stove?
You're getting ready to do something.
Makes you say that.
This, dry cleaning, laudanum, haircut.
I want you to promise me something. Tomorrow, when you see me in all my dry, clean splendor and my Sunday go-to-meeting clothes, I want you to promise there'll be no questions. No surmises, no woman's intuition. All curiosity stops right here and now. Promise me? And no tears, Bond.
Mr. Brooks?
In here, Gillum.
Oh, so I see.
No, you don't see. I was just helping Mr. Brooks out of the bathtub.
What?
Must be hungry.
No, Ma, I'm fine.
I promise.
Thank you.
Well, sir, I got it done.
Good. How'd you get along with old Dollar?
Oh, he's a great horse. You should have seen the look on Marshal Thibodeau's face when I rode up to the jail. You know, he must have thought that I was you coming to bust Cobb out.
Hardly me.
Which is just about what I did do, because Thibodeau's going to let Cobb out long enough to meet you.
Good.
Never guess how Cobb took that.
I bet he jumped with joy.
He got all white, scared to death.
Oh?
Now, Pulford was happy. He really respects you. He told me so. And he sure was polite. He said, I eagerly await the honor and the privilege of having him try his luck at my faro table.
We'll have to give it a try. Now, how about the other fella? Sweeney.
You watch out for him, Mr. Books. That man is mean, and he hates you.
Well, we'll see if we can't clear that up tomorrow.
Sir?
Thank you, Gillum. I think we both ought to get some sleep.
Could I just ask you something about this?
No, I'm tuckered out. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
But I have to be out before sunup, do the milk deliveries while Cobb's in jail.
Then we'll both have a busy morning. Before you go, there's something I want to give you.
No, sir. No, I won't take pay.
And I wouldn't offer it, Gillum. But you like Old Dollar, don't you?
Best horse I ever rode.
Well, he's yours. I bought him back. Here's a bill of sale. Now let me get some sleep.
Sir?
Yeah?
When you asked me to do this, I didn't realize. And I just hope that nothing...
Just take good care of Old Dollar.
Good night, sir.
Come in.
Pardon me, sir. We got the headstone, Mr. Beckham.
Good, just put it there on the bed.
Beckham said as how he done the best he could, but there weren't much time.
Yeah, well, that'll be all right.
Well, I'll be gol darn if they ain't gone and left the date off.
That'll be all right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Early for you, ain't it?
Yeah, well, I'm expecting somebody. Bring me a cup of coffee, will you, Murray?
Sure.
John Burnett?
Oh.
How grand you look.
Thank you, Bond.
That dry process cleaning is very good, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's kind of smelly.
Well, that's the naphtha.
This is my birthday. Haven't been to a saloon for a long time, and I thought I'd get a drink and celebrate.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful day for it. It's what we call fall spring.
Goodbye, Mrs. Rogers.
Goodbye, Mr. Books.
Well, boy, here's your big chance. Fame and fortune awaits.
After I put that old man out of his misery, I'm going to get you.
Sure you will. Don't wet your pants.
Marshal Thibodeau! May I see you for a moment? What's going on?
Shh. Hopkins, this is law business, not newspaper business.
As you know, Adolph S. Ox is the publisher of the New York Times.
Oh, sure.
Mr. Ox has asked me for an article on how city officials are reacting to the presence of our famous Shootist. I was thinking of doing a series of stories on you.
Woo-wee. Let's get the hell off the street now. You tell him that's Thibodeau with an H now.
Oh, yes.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Books.
You don't give a fella very long to board this thing.
Got a schedule to keep.
Morning.
Good morning, sir. Isn't it a beautiful day?
It sure is. It's what we call a fall spring.
Yes, sir. Glass. Mr. Swinney. Care to try your luck? Whoa!
Friend? For you.
What?
Make you a little more comfortable.
Well, sir, these old bones surely thank you.
I sure hope the right fella comes along. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is my birthday. Give me the best in the house.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll tell you that was for Albert!
Don't forget to press the subscribe button and also the bell to receive notifications of new videos.